Welcome everybody to a new episode of the Three Count with your team, Benny, Jay, Paulinho,
Yep.
Survivor Series
What up?
pre.
What up?
Let's go. How you guys doing,
I am tired as hell.
Jay?
Life is life, bro. You already know how that goes. That's all I can tell you is life is life. Life is complicated.
You guys
It's
haven't been keeping up.
frustrating.
Jay's been busy on the phones, all the NBA draft, the free agency, all that. He's been keeping busy.
My God, I can't even. I'm not even gonna get into that right now. Between that and Raw and SmackDown, it's been a week. It's been a week for sure.
Let's just say I woke
I'll
up this
I'll
morning to
say
like
that
30
way.
something notifications on my phone, all from him, from his posts.
Yeah, it's been a week. It's been a week. That's all I can say.
Yeah, so let's get this going. How you guys looking forward to the Survivor Series?
Yes and no. That's all I can say is yes and no.
Benny,
Who?
you looking forward to the Survivor Series?
What the hell is that?
Do we really
Oh,
know
right.
anymore?
That's right. It's the one night of the year that Raw and SmackDown go head to head in direct competition. I forgot.
For
Even
dual
though we
brand
just had the last 2
for
weeks.
brand
Yeah,
supremacy.
Brand
exactly.
supremacy and nothing else.
The best of the best.
No title opportunities, no number one contenderships,
No stakes whatsoever.
no stakes that are actually important to the progression of any storylines. Just bragging rights.
hmm
Just bragging rights. That's all. Like that ever actually matters to anyone. Since like 3 weeks ago there was a draft, so everyone just switched sides. So no one should have any sort of brand loyalty whatsoever.
Absolutely not.
That shit was funny. What was that? Friday night? Michael Cole. This is for bragging rights. What bragging rights? For what?
Yeah. I feel like
hmm
everybody just had that reaction. I'm like, what bragging rights?
The only time I felt like it mattered was when they got NXT involved on this one. That's when
Yep.
I was like, yo, it matters now. And
Like,
I
okay, now we're on to something.
yeah, and then I was like, oh, I feel like they did right by them. They let them win. But then like, okay, they went nowhere with it. I'm like, y'all killing me, man.
They really went like absolutely nowhere with it.
Yeah,
I'm
that was
just like, oh my God. Like even when we have nice things, we can't have nice things.
mm-hmm. They get wrote itself and then they just didn't do anything with it.
hmm
But all right, so let's start off with the pre-show. We got a dual brand battle royal coming up. They haven't put any names out there as of yet that we know, so this might be whoever's left that's not doing anything.
Pretty
And
much.
yeah, and the name I got here that I think is going to win this one is Big E.
Which is absolutely ridiculous that we would even have to mention that. Because Big E should have been the final member of the Survivor Series team.
Yes, he
Because
should have.
of all the reasons to break up the New Day was supposed to be Big E's singles push, and now you have him at the top of the show in a battle royal that means nothing for no reason. And you've had him do nothing for the last couple of weeks but spots with the Street Profits to promote the New Day. So he's not even promoting himself. You ship
Nope.
Sheamus to another show for him to do nothing. And Sheamus is getting more shine than Big E is right now.
And not even
For
that. When
what?
they brought the New
For
Day in,
what?
he wasn't even in the promos.
Yeah.
Nope.
Why?
So
Yeah.
like, what do we like? Again, it's hard not to call Vince racist, but like, this is racist. Between the fact that literally you're trying to make everyone feel better by having the entire U.S. title picture be African American people after it was just when the news came out about the kids in cages, the entire U.S. division, mid card division was all Latinos. Now you have it be all African Americans after like the protest. Like, bro, come on. Like, you're making it too obvious now for me not to accuse you of racism. Like, come on. You
And
doing the
pandering.
most right now. Like, that's not even pandering. Like, that's just pathetic. Like, this is what
It,
you think of your African American wrestlers and audience.
it's one of those
And
like
no
it's
one
one of
sees
those
this.
like I'm not racist. Well, what do you mean you're not racist? I have a friend who's black. I got another friend who's
Yeah.
Mexican, so I'm not racist. That's what Vince is like
Yeah.
doing. He's like, I ain't
And
racist.
it's
Look, I
like,
give you
bro,
a shot. They
yes,
got
you
belts.
are.
They got belts.
Because you like even on NXT, bro, like literally the European faction is always the heel faction. And it's like, bro, come on, really? This is what we're doing? Like, you're actually trying to get me to believe that you want me to believe that UE is now a face. That's what you want me to believe? Well, come on, just all over the show. It's like, bro, come on, stop. Like, just stop.
Yeah. So who you got
But
winning
anyway,
this dual brand battle royale?
I mean, the only person that makes sense is Big E because I don't even know who else is going to be in it.
Yeah, that's true.
Shaking my whole head.
Bro, the last thing I can see is like they put Biggie in there and they throw somebody else in there as well, and Biggie gets
What?
tossed.
We finally going to see the return of Mojo Rawley?
Lars.
Yep.
Could be. Yeah, that actually does make sense. Sadly,
I'm sticking with Biggie though.
Yeah, no, it doesn't make sense for Lars to win it, but I mean, especially because they're on the same brand. Like,
yeah,
I don't know. I got Big E too, but I could very well see Lars Sullivan actually winning those things just to piss everybody off.
Yep. Jay, you got Biggie as well, or somebody else in mind?
Yep, I'm gonna take E. Only because it's like, bro, if it's not E, then who else? Like,
I know.
you can't seriously sell me on Lars thinking that like I'm gonna take you serious.
Yeah. Let's start off with the first Survivor Series type match, which is Team Raw versus Team SmackDown on the men's side. So Team Raw is AJ Styles, Keith Lee, Sheamus, Braun Strowman, and Matt Riddle. SmackDown consists of Kevin Owens, Jey Uso, King Corbin, Seth Rollins, and Otis. Like, are you serious?
I mean, again, we're talking. There's logic, and then there's what will actually happen. Because of the fact that like Otis kind of got shafted in a way, I could see them trying to rectify the whole the entire like Money in the Bank debacle by trying to have Otis win. Oh,
I don't know, man.
whoa!
I don't like that idea at all.
I don't either, but I could see it. That's the part that's the thing that gets me. I don't like it either, but I can see them doing it because they pander, and then they like what they literally do this all the time to us. It's like they'll give you a hero to root for, and then because it's not quote unquote what's best for business or what can sell, magazine covers, they decide to like go against themselves. When originally, honestly, probably the first idea didn't make a lot of sense anyway. Like Otis winning the Money in the Bank didn't make sense anyway. But then no one in the Money in the Bank
match
really in the Money in the Bank match made sense. Like that entire Money in the Bank match never made sense. You never had anyone who was a legitimate contender in that match.
Only one that was there was AJ Styles, but
yeah, and he was supposed to start the feud. Not even that. They had just did the whole thing with The Undertaker.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yep.
So there was no way he was actually going to win this match. So, and again, you had Aleister Black, but we saw what happened with that. You had Otis, you had Rey Mysterio, who for some odd reason keeps getting put into these prominent places so that he can just, I guess, take the big spots. But I mean, like, if you're going to make me take it seriously, then give me Jeff Hardy. Because I'm not going to take Rey Mysterio seriously as a world championship contender at this point, especially after he had just come back. It never made sense.
No.
But yeah, I'm going to go with Team SmackDown. I'm going to go with Otis as a sole survivor.
Wow.
Big takes. Oh, yeah.
Benny?
Jay with the takes. Hot takes.
Right?
I'm gonna say Team Raw simply because of the Seth Rollins factor, and the Seth Rollins factor being Seth Rollins is getting ready to leave soon, and with him being on that team in a somewhat prominent position, if you can call it that, especially considering the fact that you know you kind of just you threw Otis on the team, and to me that pretty much means that like you're looking at a team full of people that ain't doing nothing. You have, granted, part of this is because of the fact that the only show that I actually can watch is Raw, but you have the more intriguing story to me being like the can you coexist thing with the Raw team and AJ trying to act as captain. And I don't know. On top of the fact that I don't think a Braun Strowman team has ever actually lost at Survivor Series, so
I mean, that logic would make sense, I guess.
yeah, I like I said, I don't see Raw losing that one.
Yeah.
The way I look at it is this way: do you have a particular person that's gonna survive, or no?
Mm-mm. I just know that Matt Riddle ain't gonna be one of them.
He's getting squashed off rip.
Yeah.
Oh, of course, right off the bat because of the whole thing with him and Seth Rollins, and Rollins don't like him.
Yeah.
Mm.
I see this match. And I look at the lineups, and I'm like, Raw, SmackDown looks like a group of guys that just could take the pin, like all of them except for like Kevin Owens and Jey Uso. So it's like,
Well, Jey is really the only one that can't take the pin. Kevin Owens has been taking pins like crazy. They don't know what to do with him. They don't know how to book him.
They're lost.
So,
he got lost in the shuffle. How? I don't know how do you do that with Kevin Owens? Like how?
Because again, they don't want to put them in the mid card because that would make the mid card too strong. But they don't want to put him. They don't want to put him in the title picture because they have to protect Roman. Like this is a problem. This would have been the only problem I would have for putting the title on Roman because Kevin Owens, they hinted at made sense. Daniel Bryan being the next contender makes sense. But then it's just a bunch of guys that you know Roman is going to be. Like he's never going to be in a place where you legit would ever believe that everyone would lose the title.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I would say part of that, not to get too far off base, is the fact that I don't think Roman can actually lose in order to keep his character,
right. Until they're
that type. In order to keep him that type of a strong character, I honestly don't think Roman can lose until he gets like to the point where he can lose the title. Until he's been on this run for like a significant amount of time, I don't think he's dropping anyone. So, spoiler for my last pick.
Well, again, that goes into my pick too, but I have a different scenario, but I'm gonna leave that alone until we get there.
Well, the reason I got Raw,
if it's the scenario I'm thinking that you're thinking, I hate you.
Well,
we'll get there soon. Yeah, I think the survivors for Team Raw are going to be AJ, Keith, and Braun. I think Sheamus and Riddle are going to be eliminated. That's how I see it. And then, all right, so we got that one. So let's go to the women's Survivor Series match. Team SmackDown: Bianca Belair, Ruby Riott, Liv Morgan, Bayley, and Natalya versus Nia Jax, Shayna Baszler, Lana, Lacey Evans, and Peyton Royce. Here's a funny thing: Bayley was just thrown onto the team last night, and Natalya had to win to get in
after losing twice.
Yeah. Yeah. Benny, what are your thoughts?
I mean, I went Raw with the other one. I told y'all what my scenario was, and it's not just mine. It's pretty much everybody's at this point. Is that Lana's going to end up as the sole survivor? However, I'm not going to go with Raw.
Oh,
just because I want to break that. I do not want to see that. I don't want to see this mess turn into a joke. And I apologize if that comes off as me calling Lana a joke. However,
Lana's a joke.
Lana's a being
joke. You don't have to call her a joke. Lana's a joke. Quote me, tweet it to her if you see I don't care. Lana's a joke.
What I'm trying to say is
that's Miro knocking your door, bro.
Exactly. I don't feel like having Miro knock on my door.
We can have that same conversation. Your wife's a joke, bro. Like, I don't care. You gonna beat up on a skinny person? I'm still calling the cops.
You
But
know
your
what?
wife's a joke.
You know. All right. Let me bring it to you like this. Do you remember the WrestleMania Women's Battle Royal from last year that
Not
everybody thought Sarah
particularly.
Logan had won, and then Carmella just ran up and threw her out the ring at the end of it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So the idea at that point, granted, any of us thinking that like, all right, we're gonna take this and we're gonna use this WrestleMania Women's Battle Royal as a springboard to actually, put somebody in position to do something. Okay, we're foolish for thinking that WWE would ever do anything like that. But at the same time, I want them, and granted, this is me picking with heart over head, I want them to use this match to build a star. And since there is a bunch of people in there that, don't really need to be or can't be put into positions to be built as stars, except for one particular SmackDown person who, by the way, I think her name is Bianca Belair. I'm going with SmackDown. And Bianca Belair needs to murder everyone. Although I would like to see that final two of her and Shayna again. Give me that.
Mic check. Mic check. You want them to actually create a star? This is
Yes, I do.
about.
Where's your pin?
This is Vince. I was happy with the headphones on. I was like, is that going to do anything? And the microphone, just start tapping on the microphone. Pop,
Yep.
pop, 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 pop. Jay.
It's laughable that he actually thinks that Vince is going to do something right on this one. That's funny. Listen, they've been telling the story for long enough. It's going to be Lana. It's going to be Team Raw. That's the one thing that you can almost book and guarantee. And if they don't go that way, they're doing it for shock value because they want you to buy into the Lana thing, and then they're going to switch it up. But realistically, the way the story is being told, Lana is the one person that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, I'll say it. Unfortunately, Lana's the one that makes sense. So I'm gonna go with Lana on that one, and I'm gonna go with Team Raw. But I wouldn't be upset if they came out with like Lana thought she won, and then like Bianca Belair hits it with the KOD, and wins the match. I would love for that to happen. But I think it'll be more of a situation that like she somehow helps Nia Jax get eliminated after like losing her mind.
Uh-huh.
Or somebody puts her through a table early in the match and she's down the whole time and then wins it at the end in like a roll-up situation.
That's pretty much what everybody is thinking.
That's what I think will happen. But
let me
they may hit everybody with a swerve. Who knows?
Let me throw one out there just as like a little caveat before Paul makes his pick. Just picture this. Lana somehow goes down 3-1 and brings it back to 1-1.
Oh God. That would be terrible booking.
But still loses.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
Look who's in the match. Look who's in the match on SmackDown. You got Bianca Belair, Ruby Riott, Liv Morgan, Bayley, Natalya. I can name you 3 women that they can have her eliminate real quick off the rip.
Mm-hmm. You already know that they're gonna do the Riot Squad dirty.
Exactly. And Natalya. So there's your 3 right there.
Well, I can't say doing Natalya dirty because of the fact that like what is there left for Natalya to do without a mid-card title and without her actually starting her own faction, what she should have done ages ago. Like she should have started her own Heart Foundation and actually made use of that legacy instead of it just being like, oh yeah, by the way, my dad and my grandpa, my dad and my uncle are these people, and I'm not going to use that to my advantage. Like if Charlotte can use it, then I don't understand why we're not talking about Natalya.
Because they said until she can actually perform the sharpshooter correctly, she doesn't get that option.
She's a midget. That's why she can't do it.
Spit his drink out.
Listen,
I got the reaction I was looking for.
y'all know how I feel about that, all right?
I know exactly why I said it.
y'all know how I feel about that.
In the world, yo.
Who you telling?
Bro, I saw it
That
online. I was
is
like,
is literally
I was
my
frustrating thing in
favorite
the
I was like,
world.
I
submission.
know,
don't
I know Tamina got
understand.
bad knees. You gotta be careful with her knees because like they're bad. Like, you know what I'm saying? But golly, you can't get them things right correctly at all. You gotta, man, come on.
I just kind of chalked it up to it being a height thing, maybe. I'm like, you know what? Maybe it's a height thing. Maybe that's why she's like that.
Height
I don't
height thing,
know.
like what do you mean height thing? Like she's too short?
Meaning like she's too short to actually do it right.
Bro, Dean Malenko was pulling off shits like that too, and he's short.
True, but he's also one of the best, if not the best, like technician in the ring.
Exactly.
Period.
That's
Pound
a
for pound.
Yo,
excuse.
honestly,
Height-
Jay, I would give her a pass if her last name wasn't Hart.
That's fair because we gave The Rock a pass. Like it was nobody else's business.
Mm-hmm. Oh no, the Rock is my favorite wrestler ever. I will tell him to his face, bruh, your sharpshooter is trash.
That's,
All right,
that's probably on
It's
purpose,
hot.
bro.
it is garbage
like it was.
juice.
I think it was
I feel
on
like
purpose. Like the
I
same
feel
way,
like
like
it
he would
definitely was.
oversell the Stone Cold Stunner.
That was the worst thing I've ever seen in my entire life. Not him overselling the stunner, his sharpshooter is the worst thing I've ever seen. Every time I saw him do it, I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. And the mere fact that they actually put that into the video games, that version of it, I'm like, that's disrespectful.
That was funny.
Yeah,
Not gonna lie to you, that was
But-
funny.
I'm going with Raw. I mean, I see something happening. Nia Jax putting Lana to the table again, and I see the only members left being like the Riot Squad and Bailey, and she eliminates the Riot Squad but loses to Bailey because the only tough name on that SmackDown team are Bailey, and behind her I would say Bianca Belair, even though they haven't built her. So because they haven't built her, you can't really call her strong, which is annoying because we know what she can do from her days in
Right.
NXT.
Right.
So because of that, I still give it to Raw, even though I kind of want to teeter a little bit that SmackDown might win it, but I'll still go with Raw.
Yeah.
You know?
You know why?
Again, I feel like
I say SmackDown in this situation? Normally around the Survivor Series time is when you start to see stuff start to shape up for the Royal Rumble. And if you take a look at the women's landscape, I can only see two names potentially winning the Royal Rumble, Charlotte or Bailey. And it's crazy because of the fact that Charlotte isn't even wrestling right now. Like I said, not a knock to her because she's been going for a while. So yes, absence makes the heart grow fonder. I don't have a problem with Charlotte right now. She's been going for a while. Now I miss her.
Oh, you miss your Charlotte Flair.
Shut the hell up. But at the same time, if you only have those two, think about back to last year. I'm saying last year like it wasn't January. We sat up here and the only name that we even thought of that could come out of that was Shayna Baszler. Until it happened.
Yeah, and then they buried her.
So it's just like,
now,
all right,
now,
at
now
some point,
Shayna's just
something
got
has
the
to happen.
craziest.
Something has to happen to
Shayna's got
start
a
building
joke
this up.
gimmick. Yeah. You got to rebuild the women's division
Yeah.
somehow. And it's not even like one show over the other. Like now it's both shows. Like now it's just
men
sad.
have needed to do that like a while back. Like before Mania, it needed to be done. You know what I'm saying? And they haven't done it. It's been an issue. It's always been an issue. We've always been talking about it on this show how like both titles are always revolving around the four horsewomen. Well, mostly three of them. You know what I'm saying? They finally gave Bailey a shot, and look what she's done. So now it's going to pretty much rotate on the four. When you have so much talent you can put in there, you have Bianca Belair now. You got Asuka, who has the title now, but that's only because Becky Lynch got pregnant. You know what I'm saying? That's Rollins pull game week. Then you can build up also. Lacey Evans is getting there. I like her promos. She's starting to get a little better in the ring, which is fine. Sooner she'll deserve.
You give her more credit than I do.
Yeah, I know you do.
I don't see it.
Who else is there? I mean, and then you have the tag team titles on Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax. So until you get them off of those two, they're not going to be in the title picture at all, even if you wanted them.
I think that's a holding pattern type move. having the two of them with the tag titles, just to be
Mhm.
like, all right, now
It
if
is-
we don't have them in the title picture, you don't have to force. If we don't have them as single stars, you don't have to force them into the title picture because the two of them are kind of sort of in that spot where it's just like, all right, they're gonna be fighting for the belt or they're not gonna be doing anything.
Yeah, it's one of those like if you can keep them as a heel, both as heels with the title belts. Before you can't have them heel, and then the where they're at SmackDown, the champion's a heel. What do you do with them?
Hmm.
They can't do anything. Now as as holding the title belt, the tag team division, there's a holding pattern there. Now they just got to make sure they defend them. Which I
Hmm.
agree when you guys said they need to be able to go down to NXT and defend it as well. Keep them busy. It's not like they got it
Obviously.
far, just like down the road. But
Hmm.
now they will because the show that's starting after I think this Friday was the last SmackDown on in the Amway Center. They're going to be over
Yeah, they're moving into to Tampa.
Travel Canterfield, yeah, St. Petersburg. So, but still, you can have them go over to the CWC or whatever it's called, and defend the tag team titles against other women. I mean, this is it's I don't know. Just I
They
think
could have
they need to
really
focus-
been using NXT the NXT tag division a lot more. They
Oh, yeah.
really could have, because there's a lot more female tag team people out there than there is on the main roster right now. Unfortunately,
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, that's just
Back to the card. All right. Next we got the mid card titles, which is Bobby Lashley versus the U.S. champion versus Sami Zayn, the IC champion. And Jay, what are your thoughts?
I want to say it's going to be a squash. Honestly, I want to, but I think that the fact that they're selling it as a squash match right now makes me think it's not going to be a squash match because Sammy's doing way too well to for it to be a squash match. So it's one of those situations where I'm like, like I could see it being a squash, but at the same time, like, would that be the best way to highlight the Intercontinental title, or would it just be a reason for like SmackDown to get mad and to have Sammy start defending it more? Like, I don't know. You can go one of two ways with that one.
So you're going with
I'm gonna go with Bobby Lashley, but I don't think it's gonna be a squash match.
Betty?
Lashley. I think the Hurt Business is a little too important at the moment.
Unfortunately,
Yeah. Yeah, I think they're a little too important at the moment. And I honestly think that judging by Monday and then matches that they put on with the New Day, that they will be taking the titles off the New Day pretty soon. So I
Yeah.
got a feeling that this is a momentum type thing that's going to start up pretty much like here with Lashley
Yeah.
beating Sammy. I'm not going to call it a squash because I doubt it's going to be that. This is going to start right here, and then eventually you're going to end up with the situation where they're not going to get it, but they're probably going to go the Undisputed Era route where they're going to start trying to go after the WWE title. But I doubt seriously that MVP is going to end up as a WWE champion anytime soon.
Yeah, that's
but
that's the
that's
part
how
of
I'm
it
looking at it.
I don't like and I don't understand.
Yeah, I agree. I also think Bobby's gonna win it. He has more to lose than Sammy, and I know they say like, oh yeah, you have the less you have to lose, the more you're a threat. But remember, it's wrestling.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So, I think it'll be kind of like the Titus O'Neil match, where Sammy
Mhm.
will get his offense in, just so it's not like you said, it's not squash because it get beat. It's not gonna be like that Kofi 5-second loss to Brock Lesnar. I think it'll be like
Mhm.
a 5-minute match, the most. You know,
Mhm.
Bobby's gonna win it. Obviously, he has to. This is more. This does more for the Hurt Business than it does for Bobby, and that's how
Yeah.
I'm looking at it, pretty much. You know. So
Mhm.
let's go to the tag team match, which is the New Day versus Street Profits. Which I don't
This one
know.
is tough.
I
This
don't
one
know.
is
It
tough
is because
because it's like
everybody's like this is like the New Day passing it on to like the Street Profits, but I don't see it that way. I don't see it
you
that way.
don't.
No, man, because
Mhm.
I would have if the Street Profits were challenging for the belts. You know what I'm saying?
Mm,
But there's nothing to get here. It's just to me it's like an exhibition match.
yeah.
You know, if they win it, okay, fine, they win it, but there was nothing garnered in the end. You're just kind of like in a match and every passing the torch. But like usually when you pass something, it's like there's something in return, like a belt in exchange. You know,
Right.
like puts you over as a belt. You know, so I want to say the New Day is gonna win this match and gets to turn around and lose to the Hurt Business
Hmm.
later on. So I'm going with the New Day on this one. New Day. Betty, what are your thoughts?
Okay. If y'all are sitting down, sit down already. This is
Oh boy.
okay. There's so much crap that could go down in this match, and I don't like half of it. All right. Number one. Let me just get my pick out of the way right now. I'm going to Street Profits, and I'm gonna go one further, and I'm gonna say that's not the only torch that's passed. I'm gonna say Montez Ford pins Kofi Kingston, as if to say that's your next, like the next time you see a fully black man holding the WWE title, it's gonna be that guy.
Mm.
However, let's say there's a couple other ways that this can go. From what I was hearing, like I said, because I didn't actually see this, unfortunately, I have to use reviews and things of SmackDown in order to catch up on it. One of the little backstage segments that they did with Big E, they were back there laughing and joking with him, and then when he walked away or whatever, they went and got a little serious with and everything.
Yeah, I saw that. That
Street
was funny.
Profits heel turn. I don't like it. I don't
I
like
don't know
it.
how you sell them as heels though.
I don't either, but that's pretty much what I'm saying. It's like Street Profits heel turn is an option. The other option, and I absolutely hate this one, is this is where Big E's heel turn comes in.
Wow.
Oh.
Because
Wow.
they've been sitting up here keeping him involved in this as much as they have, and he's not really involved in anything else. I have a feeling this is where this goes down.
The whole like Big E needs to be more serious thing.
Yeah.
I didn't think about that.
So he finally cuts his ties and everything like that. Now somebody brought something up. Again, I'm not changing my pick. I'm going with Street Profits. But if somebody brought something up as they said, okay, maybe the WWE decides they want to throw the Street Profits a bone. They want to go out, not the Street Profits. They want to throw the New Day a bone. They want to say, listen, we apologize. This is us giving you, something in order to make up for the fact that we broke you guys up. And they give them the win over the Street Profits. But in my opinion, that ain't enough, bruh. Y'all got to do something special with us in order to make up for breaking up that not even that group, that family.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at it like, the Street Profits are gonna win this one. Like I said, and I got a sneaking suspicion that Montez Ford is gonna pin Kofi Kingston. That way, you got not one but two torches passed.
Interesting. Jay?
Well, damn. I don't know how to come back from that one.
That's a lot to take in, bro.
That is a lot to take in because I didn't think
Street
about it, but I'm like,
Profits.
I love that idea. I absolutely love that idea. I mean, I hate Big E turning heel because it doesn't actually make sense. Especially with the fact that your champion is heel on SmackDown. Doesn't make sense. And you don't have a lot of opponents for him as is, and you're scraping together old people. So it doesn't make sense. But I've always believed that it would be Street Profits. Never had any doubt in my mind that it was going to be Street Profits. Like this was that passing of the torch. Like this was the moment where we're like, these are the new guys. These are the guys we're going to go with. These are the guys we're building the tag division around. Like New Day is still going to be there. They're still going to be relevant. but these are the guys we're building the division around, and that's what we're gonna do. And it's always made sense to me that someone at some point would take the New Day off that pedestal, because again, the New Day have been around for 8-9 years. So, and all the guys in that group are of the older variety, and the Street Profits really needed that win that's like a stamp of approval, and they haven't been able to get that since they were in NXT. So I think that this would be the time to give it to them. So I believe it is the Street Profits, but I would love if this is where Big E turns heel, or at least you get like a more serious approach where like he'll attack Montez Ford or whatever, and it's not even like it's like a ha 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 ha, and then he just completely snaps on like either Montez Ford or the other guy, Angelo Dawkins. I could see that happening too. But yeah, I'm going with Street Profits.
Mhm.
Definitely.
All right. Like I said, New Day. I'm the only one sticking with New Day best, I guess. Then it's all good. Whatever.
The New Day winning just does. It's never made sense to me.
Let me put it to you like this. Here's my issue with the New Day winning. I already said a little earlier that I believe that the Hurt Business was going to take the tag titles off of them.
Mm-hmm.
If the New Day beat the Street Profits and then turn around and immediately lose those belts to the Hurt Business, what does that say about the Street Profits?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm like. How much does it hurt them? Unless you want to try and spin it to the point where the Street Profits put such a beating on the New Day that they weren't at 100% for the Hurt Business.
Or
But
you make it a
even
dusty
then,
finish.
but
Or you have to
even
make it
then,
a
you're
dusty
not
finish.
you're not turning around the very next night and having them face the Hurt Business because they just faced them last week.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like you're in a really bad situation with that. I don't like that.
Yeah.
This is one of the problems that I have with face versus face, and especially in a situation like this.
I agree with you.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't. You gotta think it's WWE.
Mm-hmm.
It's Vince.
Vince is gonna Vince.
Vince is gonna Vince. So if this one,
Absolutely.
the obvious one is Street Profits to win it, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking at Vince and what he wants to do.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I'm going with Street Profits more than anything. Next we got the women's title match, which is Asuka versus Sasha Banks.
This one is a lose-lose for everyone, honestly.
Yep.
Because you kind of need Sasha to win to really solidify and legitimize her. But then it's like, so like Asuka destroys everyone on Raw. She's beaten some of the best women. She's beaten Asuka before. I mean, Asuka's beaten Sasha how many times already? And then Sasha comes up with the win. Mm-hmm. So I mean, like, I guess it's a little easier to stomach that way because they've already faced in the past. And this is like a quote unquote better version of Sasha Banks. So like you can kind of even out the score, I guess. But that for me, it's like, okay, so well, there is also this small tidbit. And I want to sprinkle this little tidbit in there. Rhea Ripley just lost clean to Io Shirai.
Mm-hmm.
Basically indicating that her run in NXT is
over.
All but over. It's over. Mm-hmm. So she is going to be moving up to the main roster, which we don't know where she's going to be. Now, WWE logic would be, hey, let's load up one division and let's put her on SmackDown. But the other end of it would be with Charlotte Flair presumably on her way back within the next 3 months or so. Rhea Ripley being on Raw actually makes so much more sense, and it gives Asuka a legitimate threat. And you can also tie in her loss to Io Shirai into why she would even face Asuka off the rip. Mm-hmm. And then you take the title off Asuka, and put it immediately on Rhea Ripley, so that by the time you could even have it where, I don't know what the plans for the women's title is at WrestleMania, but Charlotte Flair versus Rhea Ripley, the rematch. And this time you actually put Rhea over. Now that would be the smart move, but we all know that they don't use smart moves. But I think that Sasha Banks wins. Just all that to say, I think Sasha Banks wins. But I think that it's not out of the realm of possibility that that Rhea Ripley shows up and has a little bit to do with that. Since Carmella's been attacking Sasha Banks so much, I think we all think that Sasha Banks is going to lose because of Carmella, but it wouldn't be out of the realm of possibility, and it would actually be great storytelling for Rhea Ripley to show up in kind of the same fashion and cost Asuka the match, which leads to them feuding going into TLC. Then you take the title off her at TLC.
The only problem I have with that is the fact that it's Rhea Ripley and they're doing this. All right, so the problem I have with that is her. They put a rocket on her, and give her the belt right away, without anything. Granted, it's Rhea Ripley, and she's better than what they did when they did it with Lacey Evans. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying is I kind of don't have a problem with that because it's Rhea Ripley, but I kind of do because you're not building anything. You're not building your division. You're not building this one up. Just coming in. Okay, I get it. You wanted to win, fine.
The main market. When you go to the market, you know how like she has like the stuff at top, and then you scroll down.
But there's like no. Well, I put you on mute.
I get what you're saying, but also because there's nothing in the Raw Women's division right now. There's nothing. There's
I know.
Absolutely nothing. So
that's their own fault.
Whatever the situation may be, the fact of the matter is there's nothing there. Like the simple fact that there's nothing there, and the fact that, let's keep it real, they've waited too long to bring Rhea up anyway.
They should have done it at the draft.
They should have done it at the draft. The same way they took too long with Keith. It's the same way that they took too long with Rhea Ripley.
They messed up with Keith big time, but we know it.
They don't know what they're doing.
On him, he took it off like after a month or so. Like
they pulled a Johnny Gargano with Keith. It
was worse than that, bro.
They pulled the Johnny Gargano heavy, but the fact that you have it where now you put the title on Rhea Ripley, it gives new life to the Raw Women's title, which it hasn't had since Charlotte held it. That's my thing. And I don't think at this point we're not in the business of building stars. Like, let's keep it real. If you're not built when you come on the roster and they don't believe in you when you come on the roster, you're never going to get built. Like, that's just what it is. You're never going to get built.
Yeah.
Like, you get one shot, you get one good run. And if you can't get over, you're not going to get built.
I don't know, man. It's annoying because they don't build the division. So, like, Rhea Ripley wins it. Who's contending for the title? Who's she fighting?
Again, if she wins it in December, you can have her do like a pseudo feud with whomever you want, because it's all going to lead to the Royal Rumble anyway. Or you can literally have Asuka drop it at TLC, have the rematch happen at Royal Rumble, and have Charlotte win the Royal Rumble. Boom. You're done. Like, then you have your feud into WrestleMania. Like, it's bing, bang, boom, dust it up, put a bow on it, keep it pushing.
It's a lot, bro. I get what you're saying, but it's one of those where like this is where they run into that problem where they have no stars built, no mid-card, nothing. So it's like when she wins it, what's next?
Yeah, but it's kind of it's like what they did with Bianca Belair. They didn't need to build her. The fact that they waited to build her is the reason why she's not over. Instead of capitalizing on the hype of her showing up, they waited, and then they did these stupid little vignettes about her being this strong, super mega athlete. when it's like you tried to replicate what you did at NXT and it didn't work because you didn't let her speak. You let her do vignettes, which doesn't work anymore in getting people over unless you're like a supernatural character. Doesn't work for everybody else. It's like Lacey Evans walking down the ramp for like 6 months. They should have put the Rocket on Bianca Belair the same way they should put the Rocket on Rhea Ripley. Like, truth be told, as much as I love Sasha and as much as I love Asuka, this match should be Rhea Ripley versus Bianca Belair. That's all I'm saying. It should be that. But it is what it is. And I think that this is the best way that you can capitalize on, because Rhea Ripley is bigger than NXT. Rhea Ripley is actually known in the wrestling world because Triple H won't shut up about her. So she's already over.
Oh, yeah.
She's already over. So, I mean, holding off and trying to build her and having her go through different feuds with different women and building her up to be the women's champion, that works for everybody else. It doesn't work here. It doesn't work. The longer you wait to pull the trigger on that, the more you hurt the title.
Yeah, it is a lot. I mean, that's the thing, though. It's like
it's the same way with like the NXT women's title. Like, we all knew Io's having a good run. She's having some great matches, but it was always the fact that it's like, well, Rhea Ripley's still there. So like your championship really doesn't mean anything because like you never really beat Rhea when Rhea was a champion. You beat Rhea with Charlotte in the match, and then you beat Rhea to retain your title. So like Rhea being around for so long hurt Io Shirai in more ways than one. Because like Io's been putting on great matches. Her promos suck, but she's been putting on great matches. Yeah. And it's just like, but she looks like a paper champion to me. Like they're trying to figure out if they're going to put it on Shotzi, if they're going to put it on Dakota. Maybe they were going to push Tegan, but then she got hurt. So now we need to build more baby faces. Are they going to put it on Candice? Like that's what the Raw like the Raw women's division wish they had that problem. Mm-hmm. So just put it on. Like we've already shown with Rhea holding the NXT title that you can build with Rhea as your champion. Like you can build other women because she's not going to be a coward. She's not going to be overly snarky. She's just going to win matches and she's going to win them and make everybody else look good. So like, and actually to answer your question, you drop the tag titles to Mandy and Dana Brooke when they come back, and you have two contenders set up right there in Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax. And Shayna has a bone to pick with Rhea in the worst way because Rhea was the one that ended that streak. So that's a story right there.
Yeah.
I know we were saying for months that Shayna Baszler was like, yeah, now was the time that she dropped the title and goes up to the main roster. He was saying that for like a year.
Yeah.
My thing,
now would be great for her to do that.
My thing here
would be great for her to do that.
Yeah. So who do you guys got in this match?
Now Jay went through his whole thing. I got one for myself.
Yeah. Jay, who you got in match?
Oh, I got Sasha.
You got Sasha? Benny, who you got?
All right. I have Asuka via shady shenanigans involving Carmella. However, that's not the end of it. It's going to go on from this match. All right. Like I said, this is over because of the fact that Sasha has all of this stuff that she's dealing with on the side. Asuka kind of sort of cooled off because of the fact that she doesn't really have anything at the moment. I'm going to do what Jay did. However, I'm swapping people. Rhea Ripley is not coming up until the Royal Rumble. Charlotte is coming back next month. This is in Benny's world. All right. I'm not saying this is fact. All right. In Benny's world, Charlotte comes back next month. Now you have a feud between Charlotte and Asuka at TLC. Asuka manages to win. However, she has to either use some handcuffs or she has to use the green mist in order to take advantage of it. She doesn't get a pin on her because she beats her in a TLC match. And now Charlotte is pissed off. You can't beat me without cheating. Charlotte takes the belt off her at the Royal Rumble. Rhea Ripley wins the Royal Rumble, and now she gets her revenge. She gets her win back that she should have gotten last year at WrestleMania at this coming WrestleMania. And with this other one, you either build up the rematch or the match at WrestleMania that you always should have had, which was Sasha and Bayley again, or you build towards Sasha and Bianca.
Yeah. And it gives Rhea her WrestleMania moment
Yep.
that she didn't have. Now, all I'm saying is Rhea should definitely come back, even though I know she's a Vegeta fan. She should come back with the Golden Frieza attire
Mm-hmm.
I
and then
loved
beat
it.
Charlotte.
I loved it.
Oh, I did. I loved it, but I'm saying she should come back with the Golden Frieza.
Yeah. This is tough for me. It's real tough. I agree with Benny. I feel like Carmella's been like so much on Sasha's ass and attacking her. For to not see Carmella attack Sasha in this match will be very, very strange. Um, I don't see Rhea Ripley coming up anytime soon. I see her coming up at Royal Rumble and winning the Rumble, and then deciding who she wants to fight. And I don't know why I had this feeling they're gonna put a belt on Charlotte, and that's where you're gonna have that rematch at Mania.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see it any other way. Also,
On the real, I could see a Infinity War moment where, remember when Thor shows up in Wakanda with the Stormbreaker and everything like that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Rhea Ripley wins the Royal Rumble. She's not even gonna wait till Raw. She's gonna go out there. She's gonna grab the mic from Michael Cole or somebody, and she's gonna say, "Bring me Charlotte," as if she was Thor.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just hope she goes for the head this time.
but see, that's the thing is like I don't think she's gonna go for her right away. But the moment she wins a belt, I can't say which one. But the moment she wins the belts, she's like, I want the match now. I want it at Mania. I want the rematch for that belt. I want it. I know who I want now.
I mean, I can't for the life of me see her going for the SmackDown title only because of the fact of if you make that the feud for the SmackDown title, then you might as well just go and bury everyone else. Now, here's my thing too. Here's the kicker, is that Nikki Cross and Alexa Bliss are also on Raw. And because Rhea Ripley does have that kind of she can go to that like really, really dark place. I think Rhea Ripley winning it and then her next immediate opponent is like Alexa Bliss would be dope too.
I was about to say, as far as it's crazy how much we don't put Alexa Bliss in anything right now because of where her character is.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to do it.
All right, so
it doesn't make a lot of sense.
So I can see this happening. Charlotte comes back and she beats Asuka for the belt because she's on the Raw.
Yeah, she got drafted to Raw.
Yeah, so it's all gonna happen on the Raw side. It's nothing to do with SmackDown side. I don't know what they're gonna do with Rhea Ripley in the meantime, but I don't think her going against Alexa Bliss makes any sense at the moment.
Oh no, not right now.
No, I'm just saying hypothetically there's another few, because you remember how they hinted at the Roman Reigns thing, but it never actually happened. I can see the same thing happening there, where it's like it doesn't actually happen, but they hint at it. Like Alexa Bliss starts playing around with people's heads, because you have to figure out like where Alexa Bliss's character is actually going to go. Like nobody knows where her character is going to end up in terms of like character development. Nobody knows, because nothing really, they never, they never finish a plan with her. It seems like it's always something that's missing, or they'll like start something with Bray and then do the whole thing that they did this past week with Nikki Cross, and then we won't hear about it for like 3 weeks,
Yeah.
which has never really made sense to me.
Yeah. I mean, that's why I say this is tough because, like, I see Carmella coming into this, but would she cost her the win? Is my
But that's
question.
what I'm saying. That's why I think even if they, because that sounds like it's a little too obvious in a way. So
Yeah.
it's like, even if you do it that way, there has to be like a double cross because it is one of the big 5 pay-per-views. So there almost has to be like a double swerve, which is what they usually do. They pull a double swerve. So that's why I said Rhea Ripley makes the most sense for me. Even if you want to save her, and it would make more sense to save her, the fact that they've done, like, they could have waited to do the EO match with Rhea Ripley. Why do it now? Like, what's the point in doing it now?
I think she's gonna stay in NXT just to kind of,
All the reports
Matches,
coming out of NXT
but-
is every report coming out of NXT is that she's done. She's done. That was her. That was her cleanup.
Have they decided who's going to be in the women's War Games match yet?
No.
All right, then.
That's I think
that's probably why they had the match right there.
Probably.
They were just like, all right, we're gonna make sure that she's completely out of the question.
She might be out of the title picture,
right?
But I could see her probably playing into the War Games, and that could be her final one, like final one.
Yeah, I could see that too. I'm trying to remember I think it's like Team Shotzi versus Team Candice.
Mm-hmm.
I could see
her going out.
With
I think I could see her going out with Team Shotzi.
Yeah, me too.
Mm-hmm.
Me too.
I think that pay-per-view is next week. I mean, next week, next month.
December 8th, I believe.
December. So yeah, I could see that happening. But then I can also see them debuting her in a TLC match.
I'm going with Asuka. Pump it. I'll go with Asuka.
6. My bad. December 6th.
Yeah, I'll go with Asuka. So that leaves us with the main event. Drew McIntyre and Roman Reigns. Both champions. Vince has Drew lose the title to Randy at Hell in a Cell just to lose it on TV later on. Just for this. Like, why? This is a shit that this is like what pisses us off. That's why I say you never know what bitch is gonna do.
Let me slide in there real quick. I honestly think, and I really hope they're not going this route. I honestly think what they're doing at the moment is they're starting to pad Randy's title number like they were doing with Charlotte. And they're eventually going to build him up to 16. And you're going to get, at some crazy WrestleMania pay-per-view, for some strange reason, Randy Orton
versus John Cena.
John Cena.
Yeah, I've heard about
Winner
that
gets
one
17.
for a while. I've heard about that one in the works for a while.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that they don't do that, but
that's what I'm saying. Because there's too much crap that would have to happen in order to set that up. On top of the fact that, granted, I was not watching wrestling while this mess was going on, but I know about the whole Randy Orton versus John Cena in the early 2010s and how much everybody hated it.
Mm-hmm.
And even then, because of the fact that the two of them would be at 16, the only ways that this would work out without one of them being champion is somebody else is going to have to be in that match, or the title's going to have to be vacant. And it's just like, who goes into WrestleMania with a vacant title?
I mean, you can storyline write somebody off and say that, like, they have to vacate the title because of X, Y, and Z injury.
Then you have a tournament.
Yeah.
And Vince ain't going to do that.
I don't know. He did it once already with one of the Manias.
Well, and then so you could have it where Randy Orton is so cocky that he's like, you know what, we need to settle this, blah, blah, blah. I will vacate my title. And then, the only way we have the match is I'll face John Cena at WrestleMania to see who the greatest champion of all time is.
I will legitimately kick him in his kneecap.
In order to make that happen. Huh?
Oh,
I will legitimately kick him in his kneecap.
I mean, again, it's not the ideal, but we have to think for the audience of one.
That's
Like
what it
that's
comes down to. And that's the annoying
that's
part.
what it comes down to.
That's what's annoying.
Because it's obvious they're patting Randy Orton right now. Like that's obvious at this point.
That's
How they're gonna do it? Because like literally, his reign was 3 weeks long. Really? They're
Yeah.
gonna put the title on Randy Orton, one of their most storied superstars, for 3 weeks. For what reason? Other than they're working up to this angle.
I mean, the only other thing that you can even conceptualize as a reason for giving Randy the belt at that point was Randy was your top heel on Raw.
Mm-hmm.
And you already had Drew McIntyre beat him twice. So
I guess
in
to like
order to
continue the
keep-
storyline, you would have to have Randy at least take one.
yeah, either that or it's just like, all right, if you feel that if you beat Randy again, then you completely eliminate all of his credibility that he didn't built up since the WrestleMania season, since after the Royal Rumble, then all right, I got you there. But if that was the case, then you should have done it at SummerSlam.
Mm-hmm.
In their very first match, that's where Randy Orton should have won the belt. And then if you wanted Drew to beat him, and win the title back, then you beat him at Hell in a Cell, and then you go on from there.
And that's funny because when we were doing the was it Hell in a Cell live, one of the guys was like, somebody that was watching commented, he's like, yeah, Randy doesn't lose 3 times in a row to anybody. So I was like,
how many top stars do?
Yeah. I was like, yeah, but this is Drew. You trying to build him up, and he lost 3 in a row. So I'm like, why would you do that? Why would you? If that's the case, then don't have him face Drew 3 times in a row. Stop it at 2. And here comes the problem again. They built nobody, so they have nobody.
Well, all right. There's actually the Fiend thing, but nobody knows when the Fiend is actually going to make his move.
Mm-hmm.
So,
or if
the thing that's going on with the WWE title, I actually like how they have this thing structured because there's so many people at the moment that have stakes in this. You have Drew as the champion. You have Randy as the guy that just lost the title and could, logically, if there was like the whole rematch thing, so there would be getting another shot at the title immediately. You have the Miz standing there with the Money in the Bank briefcase, and then on top of that, you got the Fiend who has been interjecting himself with every single one of them. He has attacked Drew, but he's been out there like just, I'm here. See me? Although Drew has a sword now, so I wouldn't mess with him.
That's Vince's sword.
Yeah, I know.
That's what I'm saying. That I liked how they kind of brought back like that homage to his original character and his original run. That's how you kind of knew, like, all right, this is supposed to be his
Yeah, I texted it to y'all on Monday. I was just like, after an interest, like that Drew's not losing.
No.
Like he has to win this match
but
now.
But see, for me though, what would actually make sense? Because they introduced Drew entrance the way they did, wouldn't it make sense for them to then introduce Roman's new entrance? Or are they just going to wait for Jay to do it? Because from what I keep hearing is that they're just waiting for a quote-unquote big moment or like an important match for them to change Roman's music and his attire and really make it so that he's the quote-unquote head of the table. And he's only used that outside of SmackDown with Drew. So, I mean, it would only make sense for him to now have
outside of WrestleMania, granted, this is an exhibition, but what bigger match do you have in WWE than the Universal Champion versus the WWE Champion?
Right.
So if you're going to do it, now's the time.
Yeah. And it would be stupid to me to wait until WrestleMania to do it.
No, come on.
Like that's ridiculous.
Nah. On top of the fact that you got granted, they have a controlled situation right now with the Thunderdome, but imagine putting out a new entrance that doesn't hit with the fans.
Yeah.
At WrestleMania.
Yeah.
No.
You might as well try it now.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, It's just annoying because, like I said, it's just why even do that? The whole point of Hell in a Cell was one way, and then you just took it the other way, and just for what, for a few weeks?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like, you're patting stats here now. Like, is that what we're doing? Playing hot potato?
That's
Just
pretty much what we're
happy.
doing.
That's just annoying, bro. It's like, and I really hope they don't go that route where, like, oh yeah, Randy some mysterious way caught up to Ric Flair and John Cena, and now it's a 3-way tie. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna make this belt. We're bringing back Big Goldie for this special occasion.
They're
It's
not going to bring back Big Gold if they do
it's a
that.
triple threat. The winner
Because
has
they
17, and they keep Big Goldie. Like, come on, bro.
You just want them to bring back Big Gold, but
No,
you know Big Gold.
I'm being sarcastic because it's how stupid this sounds, bro.
I just want the Universal title going, but okay.
That's a whole conversation, but I don't like that idea. I really hope they're not gonna do it. It's bad because then now you're making a mockery of the whole 16 number 16, and you're spitting in Ric Flair's face.
I mean, again, I don't really think you're spitting in Ric Flair's face from the sense of like he's there, so it's not like if he had a problem with it, he would say something.
Bro, I know, but it's like Hogan has like I sent you guys a link of the video. Somebody did a countdown of like the most title belt holds. Hogan's not even in the top. He's like somewhere in the middle. He has like I didn't know if he had like 7 or 8, something like that. He's not even
Yeah, because he held them for like 2 years of pop.
Yeah, but anyway, it's not a lot. And Ric Flair, if you take out John Cena, I think there's like one more person behind him, but it's like
Triple H.
There's Triple H.
No, I don't think so. I forgot the number of Trips. Trips doesn't have that many. He's
Trips
like
has
No, he's
14.
up there. Trips has like 14.
Trips and Randy are tied right now.
I gotta look at it again. I thought he had less than that.
No, Trips and Randy are tied.
But
that's why he had that stupid one where like he entered into the Royal Rumble where Roman had to defend his title and then he won the Royal Rumble.
Mm-hmm.
And he had that like authority reign. That's what that whole thing was about.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. Obviously Roman Reigns is gonna win this one because of the fact that there's so much to build for him right now with the fact.
Yeah, no, like he can't take a loss.
He can't.
But I also don't know if Drew can take a loss.
He can.
So I think this. I'm calling this one a no contest.
No contest
for whatever reason. I'm calling this one a no contest because both guys have very heated feuds going on at the moment, and I could see Jey Uso coming in trying to mess it up for Roman, and then Randy Orton coming out of nowhere, and then it just turns into an all-out brawl.
Nah, I don't think Jey's gonna mess it up for Roman.
I'm gonna say this match right here with not a week, maybe a week and 2 days worth of a build. To me, aside from Street Profits and New Day, is the most intriguing match on the card.
Yes, for sure.
Just because of the fact that you have so many different ways that this match can go. You have this wild card in the Miz that's sitting there that honestly, he's not gonna cash in on Roman, but he can.
Mm-hmm.
You have this. You have what we already know is going to be an eventual rivalry between Sheamus and Drew getting built by them, bringing up all of their history and everything like that. I could very easily see this match going. Jey Uso comes out there to help Roman Reigns. Sheamus comes out there as to even the odds, and he ends up screwing Drew McIntyre, not on purpose, but ends up screwing Drew McIntyre over.
White noise,
costing him the match.
Oh, the bro kick. Sorry.
Bro kick. He goes for the bro kick on Roman. Roman moves and he hits Drew. Roman spears Sheamus, pins Drew. That's the end of the match. I could see it. Hell, I could even see the Miz running out, cashing in after that.
Superman punches Sheamus and it spears Drew. Which I think he needs to get a new finisher though.
I've been saying that for months, but Jay won't let me have it.
But I agree with you though. Like I really do. At this point, but I just don't know what you do with it at this point.
I liked it how he saw that he did that rear naked choke though.
The guillotine.
Yeah, but
was it
for the character that he is a submission really the direction you want to go in?
Well, I like it
It
because
depends on what that
different.
submission is.
It's different, and that's a move where like he can hold on to it, win it, put it back on, make the person pass out, and then like do whatever he wants after he gets the win.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Like in my case, in order to answer that question, like something like, let's say, just throwing it out there, the ankle lock, that would not work for his character because his character is really vicious. So when you sit there with somebody who has a finisher that's like a choke or something like that, you think of something like the Taz Mission. You think of something like the Oscar lock or the what the hell was the name of that
$1
jump before
Million
Oscar
Dream.
got it? No, not the $1 Million Dream, because that's honestly it's really friggin' weird looking.
Yeah. But they're locks that kind of like put you to sleep.
What it? God damn it! I cannot remember the name of that freaking move. The one that Bob bet, the crossface chicken wing. That was the Oscar lot before Oscar got a hold of it.
Mm-hmm. Even though the Oscar lock does not look anything close to menacing anymore.
No, it doesn't because it's been pretty much nerfed. But something like that, which is why I kept bringing up the Hell's Gate. The Hell's Gate is an actual move. It's a UFC move. It's called a Gogoplata. It's just modified for WWE. But if you give him something of that ilk, something that is that vicious, something that's that violent, and hell, give me a blood pack or two to throw in his opponent's mouth. He starts using that mess. Then you start making Roman Reigns look like a killer, even more so than he already is.
I mean, it's bad to see it that way, but it definitely does make him look like a savage. Which is kind of what you want.
Yeah.
So I mean, I understand. It makes sense. It makes sense.
I think we're all going Roman in this, though, right?
Yes.
I think so.
It doesn't.
Well, except you. You're going no contest.
I'm going no contest. I'm going no contest. That is my swerve. Is the no contest.
I don't know. This whole thing. I swear, I wish they would do something with Survivor Series besides just brand supremacy.
I don't know. It worked when they included NXT.
Because it actually felt, and then when they did the stupid invasion where Natalia grabbed Zack Ryder's crotch. Like those are two times where brand invasion worked. And it worked to like a T. But if you keep doing the same thing and just switching, it's like if they had it where new people were always coming in and they, you didn't see them on the previous brand the previous year, or like on the opposite brand the previous year, then it would work. But like the New Day is known for being SmackDown. Now they're on Raw suddenly, and brand supremacy. You got Big E on SmackDown, but he's like, well, no, I'm going with the New Day. And it's like, then what is brand supremacy? Brand supremacy doesn't matter. So it's one of those situations where it's just like, bro, we need something else besides brand supremacy because no one cares about their brand that much.
No one should care about their brand that much, considering we just had a draft last month.
Exactly, because they literally, there is no brand loyalty from the top, so why should they care?
No, they really shouldn't.
That's my point.
Yeah. Yeah, this is annoying because it's like get it over with, do something. And I was watching. There was 1 year I was watching the was that Brian Zane? He was reviewing 1 year they did Survivor Series where it's like whoever won made it to the final one, which is a Battle of Survivors. So 1 year was like, where 1 year one team was like all heels, they all won. Then DiBiase made it. I forgot who else made it, and they were facing Hulk Hogan, Ultimate Warrior, and Tito Santana. So you know how that went.
Yeah, of course.
You know how that went.
Yep. It's just a matter of, and I think this goes back to you looking at the pay-per-views and the way the pay-per-views are set up, like you're doing stuff for the sake of it's this month, so we have to do it.
Yeah.
So, granted, like I said, NXT gets away with this because of the fact that everybody freaking loves War Games. All right.
They can throw war games out at any point during the year and just be
Yeah.
like, okay, we're down.
Yeah, it looks like, listen, we got 4 people on this side, 4 people on that side, and we'll have William Regal come out here and he'll do his little thing where he was like, war games, and then everybody will love it. All right, like I said, NXT can get away with that. But when you look at it from the point of the main roster, it's like
Doesn't work.
it doesn't work because of the fact that you have you kind of sort of you overdo it because of the fact that you have TLC, because of the fact that you have Hell in the Cell, because now you have Survivor Series is now becoming a gimmick pay-per-view, even though it's still one of the big 4. It's like the only one of those gimmick pay-per-views that anybody really cares about is the Royal Rumble, and the Royal Rumble isn't a gimmick pay-per-view, it's just a match that's on that pay-per-view. So it's like where the issue that comes into that is like, all right, now we're sitting here and we have to throw this out here. We have to put stuff in these particular matches for the sake of the fact that it's this month we have to do this match. Hell in a Cell. There was no reason for Sasha and Bayley to go directly into Hell in a Cell because that feud that kind of sort of just started. That's a feud ender. There's no reason for that. But because of the fact that it was October and Hell in a Cell was the next pay-per-view, we got to throw them into the cell. Survivor Series rolls up. You sit up here and you look back to stuff like Survivor Series 2014, where you had Team Cena versus Team Authority. You had stakes there, even though, like, all right, there's not a whole lot there, because like the storyline is telling you, like, all right, we can't have total anarchy, but at the same time, we're not going to fire 5 people or 5 of our best superstars, all at the same time either. So there's going to have some type of, some type of screwy finish with it, or a screwy story afterwards. However, you got stakes. So people are like, okay, let's see how this goes. Nobody cares about brand supremacy.
Nope.
I'm sitting up here wearing blue today. That doesn't mean I'm a flat out SmackDown fan and I'm going to hate everything about Raw. Come on.
Even though Raw makes it very easy to hate everything about them. I'm just saying.
But why am I as a fan gonna sit up here and buy into that? I don't have any animosity between one show and the other. If Survivor Series was WWE versus AEW, then okay. But it's the Raw and SmackDown are both WWE properties. Why are we sitting up here having this? This is stupid. And unless you start to put something out there, i.e., all right, guys, whoever wins between the 2 brands is going to get the 30th pick in the Royal Rumble. That brand is going to get that. Whoever wins this match between the WWE champion and the Universal champion is going to have their match main event WrestleMania. That's how you put stakes in there. All right. It's real easy. I don't know if that's the perfect thing, but that right there just makes Survivor Series more interesting than it was. Because now the way you have it now, you can sit up here and do stupid stuff like you did in 2018, where Raw wins 6 matches to 1, and the one you don't even count because it was on the pre-show.
It was a tag team.
Yeah,
tag team match.
And now it was the best match on the card.
I'm just saying, like, this is the stupidest thing in the world. And Jay, your whole world just changed right there. But it's just.
Amazing angles, dude, bro.
I'm just like, this is one of the problems that I have with their setup. And from what I was hearing, Vince wanted to actually eliminate Survivor Series a while ago, and fan backlash made him change his mind. And now he's just like half-assing it in order to say, like, all right, well, you wanted me to do it, so I'm going to do it, and this is what you're going to get. And
but it doesn't make sense why he would want to get rid of Survivor Series, though.
It doesn't make sense why you would sabotage your own product.
This is Vince, bro.
Because that's literally what he's doing. If that story is true, because I don't know that I'm not backstage and I don't have no sources back there. I'm going by what I hear on the internet, right? And you can't trust anything on there, especially those sports market analysts guys. Those guys are assholes.
Truth.
But you sit up here, and if that, like I said, if that is exactly where they're going with this, and that's how they're handling Survivor Series, they're just doing it in order to do it, you're literally standing here with a gun on your foot, already smoking because you shot yourself in the foot once, and you're trying to pull the trigger again. And I don't understand why it is that he's going that route. If you have something that you know people are going to enjoy, if you put something behind it, why don't you put something behind it?
Because
It goes back
not
to like
you
what we
thought
keep
about.
saying about like King of the Ring or No Way Out or Armageddon, like those type of things. It's like you have all these properties, yet you never, ever, ever make them mean anything or bring them back when it's appropriate.
I mean, yeah, the King of the Ring final was what, on SmackDown?
Yeah.
That was the dumbest thing I had seen in a long time. Like, all right, I put this out here before when I did the article, all right? But in all honesty, this is how this thing should be going. Money in the Bank should not exist as a pay-per-view. It's great, but Money in the Bank should not exist as a pay-per-view. The two Money in the Bank matches need to exist on other pay-per-views. Put a men's match on one and a women's match on the other. Hell, if you want to keep TLC around, do it then. But you take that out. You throw your Backlash in there in April because Backlash was great for a while. Now, great. Then the only reason why it fell off is because people stopped doing, people stopped caring backstage and they started, going through the motions. Whatever you want to do for May, because I believe, what the hell was May? Fully Loaded or something? I don't remember what that was. But
Extreme
you
Rules.
can put whatever you want there. You can throw Extreme Rules in there. Although Extreme Rules as a pay-per-view just sounds stupid too.
Mm-hmm. No, I'm saying Extreme Rules wasn't in May.
No, I was talking about like back in the day before
Oh.
Extreme Rules became a thing, when Extreme Rules matches were actually called hardcore matches.
Well, hardcore sounds a little pornographic, and
I mean it does.
They're in their infinite wisdom of trying to make investors happy, using the word hardcore doesn't go over well. So saying Extreme Rules.
It would be funny if they did WWE 24/7 and made it the pay-per-view. I would hurt somebody. But King of the Ring in June. You have Great American Bash, July, SummerSlam.
All right, they did get that back, didn't they?
Yes, they have it. You
and
have
they
Great
Bash
American
at the
Bash.
Beach.
You don't even need Bash at the Beach. You don't even need it. That's why I said June, you got King of the Ring. Because that's when King of the Ring was before.
Bash at the Beach was WCW's response to SummerSlam. That's all.
Yeah.
That's why I'm like, why are you fighting for that? You have SummerSlam.
You got Summer. You got. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. They're petty.
They're petty.
You got SummerSlam. You go into September. You throw Unforgiven back out there. All right. October was No Mercy month, but that's when you throw Halloween Havoc out there. Don't just leave that as an NXT pay-per-view or as an NXT show during the week.
What year are you looking at? Like,
huh?
What year?
No, I'm just thinking like just off the top of my head. I'm honestly bringing up. I think it's 2000 is when I was thinking.
All right.
2010.
2000. All right. So 2000. Let's go. January, obviously Royal Rumble.
Royal Rumble. No Way Out.
No Way Out.
WrestleMania after that.
Then it was
Backlash.
Then it was Judgment Day.
Okay, Judgment Day is what I forgot.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Then it was King of the Ring. Then it was Fully Loaded. Then it was
Fully Loaded. You can get rid of that.
SummerSlam. Unforgiven was
Beautiful.
September.
Unforgiven. No Mercy was next.
Yep.
Survivor Series. You can leave Survivor Series there. And then the last one was Armageddon.
Yep.
Now you can either do Armageddon or you can take advantage of the fact that you have WCW's biggest pay-per-view, Starrcade. Make your calendar mean something. But they don't want to sit up here and do it.
True.
They want to sit up here and say, and I said, to a point,
it's lazy booking.
It's lazy. It's lazy, or it's this. It's this billionaire idea that I did not build, that I killed it. So I'm not going to use, even though I own it, I'm not going to use it because anything that I come up with up here is automatically going to be better than that.
Yeah.
Even though he came up with Great Balls of Fire, so I don't even want to hear that.
Well, from what I heard, that pay-per-view was actually kind of good. It's just the name
No,
is
no, the
stupid.
pay-per-view was good. I
Yeah.
watched it. The pay-per-view was really
It
good.
was good. Yeah. I'm
The
not-
gimmick, the whole Great Balls of Fire thing they had in the background, killed it.
Mhm.
That killed the entire move. Like the
Dumbest
wrestling, the
shit.
show was great, but every time they went on commercial, every time they threw on the music for it,
I
killed
don't
it.
know what they were thinking, to be honest. I really don't.
Oh my lord, it's Great Balls of Fire. That, and think about it, Vince is old, so he would
He was listening to
think that
music.
was
That's
cool.
what happened. He was listening
Yeah,
to music.
that's really what it was.
I'm
We're not
I'm
even
just
gonna-
saying there is a way that you can make us literally care
care.
about all of this stuff. You go out there and you actually put some effort behind it. Now, I believe it was Jim Cornette that was just like, he's just like, I believe that Vince thinks he's doing what is, but he's not intentionally going out there trying to put on a bad show. He thinks this stuff is good. But the mere fact that your ratings keep falling the way that they are is not just because
Oh,
of
he's blaming YouTube. He's blaming YouTube.
it ain't because of YouTube neither. The only reason why people are sitting up here spamming YouTube the way that they are is because there's no reason to watch his product. It's not YouTube is killing your product. Your product is killing itself, and people are going to YouTube to pick out what they want to watch.
Mm-hmm. Instead of you putting together a coherent show.
Yeah. I'm just like, bruh, come on. Like, I know TV ratings aren't the greatest thing in the world nowadays because you have all kinds of streaming services and everything else like that. But it's still some type of analytical, it's some type of statistic that you can put your eye on in order to measure what it is that you can, like, what it is that's going on, what the trends are. And if your stuff is trending down, if the fact that AEW, we don't go into ratings and all this other stuff, if the fact that Dynamite legitimately beat Raw in 1849 last week should tell you something. Raw, which had Randy Orton versus Drew McIntyre on it for the WWE Championship, lost to Dynamite in 1849.
In
That
their
should
defense,
tell you
though,
something.
Dynamite was dope. And I don't even watch AEW, and I went back and looked at some stuff from Dynamite.
Bro,
Like, that show was popping.
They're getting their shit together. They just got to fix their writing, and that's it.
They need to
writing
fix their women's division, but they're in the process of doing that
That's
too.
another one too.
They need to
Right.
fix their tag
Writing-
division too.
Like the wrestling is good. The wrestling is good. If you're pure for wrestling purposes only, AEW is better. But in regards to storylines like that, they're still trying to work that out. It's there, you see what they're trying to do, but they're still trying to figure it out, which is fine. I'm okay with that. You know what I'm saying? I'm okay with that. So I'm looking at WCW like in 91, right? In 91, before like anything got crazy. So February they had Wrestle War. In May they had Super Brawl in May.
Paul,
Then
you breaking up bad.
Or
Yeah.
you're going to the Shadow Realm.
yeah, it's my
I don't
internet.
know what's happening,
Hello?
but you're going to the Shadow Realm. You've officially been frozen.
Yeah, you guys are frozen. All right, you guys, I got you back now. All right,
That's all I'm getting.
all right, it's frozen again.
There he is.
All right. So I was saying, so I'm looking at WCW back in 91. So back in 91, in February they had Wrestle War, right? Then in May they had Super Brawl. In July they had obviously Great American Bash. October Halloween Havoc, and of course December was Starcade.
All right, there we go.
Hello.
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay. So did you guys hear what I was saying?
Mm-hmm.
Partly.
So that's only one though. You know what I'm saying? Like if we go a little further back, a little further more to the future, like maybe what do you want to say, like 95, 99, 98? We'll go 99, just before 2000s hit. Their pay-per-views were it's on the pay-per-view. Crap. There it is.
I've done as you asked. No.
99 pay-per-view. They had January was sold out.
Give it a moment.
February was still Super Brawl. March was Uncensored. April was Stampede, Spring Stampede. May was Slamboree, which WWE still has. I'm not sure why they don't use it.
Because it sounds stupid.
Great American Bash. Even for NXT, Bash at the Beach.
Yes, it sounds stupid. Slamboree.
Road Wild sounds stupid. Fall
Well, all right.
That sounds stupid.
Look at who was running WCW at the time. All right,
True.
Eric Bischoff is a real motorcycle heavy type dude. All
Cornball.
about the hogs. He's all about that everything WCW was doing at that
Corny.
time. It was straight up geared towards the motorcycle, like the mid-America motorcycle culture.
I'm trying to think.
Corny. He's corny. Just say he's corny.
No,
He's
I
corny.
know what he was doing. He was going after this. Is the whole reason why they went after Kiss in the late 90s. Like, I'm not sitting up here throwing out WCW stuff because I'm a WCW stan. I'm just saying, use the properties that you have that you
I
know
agree.
raw.
They have some good ones, bro. They have some decent ones.
If you want to sit up here, because the WWE's biggest thing is they love going after the nostalgia pop. The problem is they go after the nostalgia pop with people rather than property. You know you're going to get a nostalgia pop from Goldberg showing up. But the problem is Goldberg is 785 years old. How much longer are you going to be able to rely on Goldberg giving you that pop?
Or Undertaker.
Yeah, or Undertaker, who's going to be there tomorrow night.
Because he's having his celebration. And apparently that may not even be his last match.
From what I understand, there's so many different rumors rolling around by that. I swear, I hope this dude let him
I
stop.
hope he comes out as Mark Calloway.
I hope he comes out in a t-shirt and jeans
Yeah. Well,
with a baseball cap on.
before
And on the way out, I hope he sees a garbage can and he has a balled up piece of paper in his hand and he shoots it, makes it, says Kobe. So that you know who you're dealing with at that point. That is no longer the Undertaker, that is Mark.
Yeah, it's gonna be crazy. And there's rumors that Bone Street Crew is gonna be there too as well. At what capacity? I don't know. Now I'm starting to wonder if somebody's gonna get buried. Kind of like the Ascension got buried at one time on the Raw Celebratory 1000 episode or whatever it was.
That was a JBL thing, though.
But you know what I mean, though. Somebody's gonna probably get buried by Bone Street Crew. Who? I don't know. That's what I want to see. What's gonna happen there? Keep an eye on too as well. So, guys, it's been fun. Before my internet starts crapping out again.
Yeah. Now, what time is it?
11:30.
11:30.
It is 11:30. I gotta be at work in 5 hours, so I need to go to sleep.
It's been fun. Thank you, everybody, for joining us on the episode. Put your comments, what you think, who's gonna win, and everything.
I see she let you live.
Later.
Y'all be good.
You must have done something.